Alright, BobalosRex here, and Turbulent Timeways is back for the third time. And let me tell you, Turbo Timeways 3 seems pretty good so far, so let's get to it. What's up with Turbo Timeways? So, starting this week, we're starting with Mop Time Walking. And if you haven't done Turbulent Timeways before, they used it as a end of season catch up. So this is kind of two parts. One, you can use this to get gear on your main with the weekly, okay? Or you can use it to super level alts through time walking, which people love leveling alts through time walking, so this is kind of their event. And this going at the same time almost as Plunderstorm. It's really, this is for the time walkers. So if you're a time walker, you're gonna love this event. If you're not, you can hop in, get a quick mount, maybe some gear for the weeklies. But let's go over it. So, time walking quest from Archivist 5th run in Donegal. I'm gonna show where she's at in a second. Normally, you get normal Nerubian raid, Nerubar raid loot. For now, through the event, you're gonna get heroic raid loot. Alright. Also, you're going to get a buff on characters you're leveling, or just in general. I think you get the buff in general as you do these dungeons. Now remember, the quest says you do 5. But this buff that stacks up to 4 gives you bonus experience and some other stuff. I'm going to show off the buff in a second. But that's the buff that is for the achievement. I'll explain that a bit more in a second. So throughout the event, we're going to be going through every week new time walking. So this week it's Mr. Pandaria. And remember, while time walking events are active, you get 50% bonus week for reps in that expansion. So if you're like, man, I want to go do some completionist content in an expansion, what expansion should I go in? Well, if it's a time walking week, pick that expansion. So this week we got Mr. Pandaria. Next week we got Warlords of Draenor. The week after we got Legion. Now remember, these vendors, these next 3 vendors, all got updates. So Mr. Pandaria vendor got updated. Check her out. I have a video coming out for that. Warlords of Draenor's got an update. When we can go see that vendor on the 14th, that's going to have some new stuff to buy. Same with Legion. Then starting the week of January 28th, we're going to go back through the main rotation. So Classic Time Walking is back. It's been gone for a day, and I can't wait for it to come back. We got Burning Crusade Time Walking, Wrath Time Walking, and Cataclysm Time Walking the next 3 weeks. After that, and remember, for these, they have raids, so you can get 2 pieces of heroic loot those weeks. Now, like I said, if you care about getting gear and loot, you want to come over here to Archivist 5th rune, pick up your time walking weekly. You can also get it pushed into your quest log when you join a time walking. That's what happened for my monk. But as you can see, a leveler gets a different version than someone already at level cap. Okay, but that's the thing. If you're at level cap and you want to do this event, you're getting gear, heroic Nerubar Palace gear. That's nice and everything. But if you're leveling, you can use this to get more experience. So, as you can see with this buff, once you do a dungeon, I already did one, you get this buff, which increases the experience I get. Once it gets to 4, it transforms into Mastery of the Timeways, increasing the effect to 30%. Now, that also has another it also does something else. So once I get the Mastery of the Timeway this week, this will say 1 out of 5. Now this is the Master of the Turbulent Timeways 2. This is the second time they did this achievement, but remember, it's the 3rd Turbulent Timeways. But yeah. So for the next 5 weeks, I'm going to do 4 dungeons, get this buff, and it's going to get me the B. I can use different tunes, different weeks, but you want to use the same tune for the 4. So I'm going to run 4 on my monk, get the buff, that's going to say 1 out of 5. And you can always check this over the next couple of weeks. Now, one of the cool parts about this Turbulent Timeways is there are 7 weeks. So you can miss 2 weeks and still get this B. Now, what's the B? Let's go see the B right here. Timely Buzz B. It's a nice little B mount. It's kind of cool. Now, if you miss out on this B, this Turbulent Timeway, I wouldn't be worried since they brought back the last one. Oh, I can't spell right. The Sandy Shellwing, they brought that back on Time Walking Vendors. So, if you miss the B, I wouldn't worry. It may come back. But if you want the B, just do 4 Time Walking Dungeons once a week for the next 5 weeks during the next 7-week period. Okay, so you don't have to do them in a row. You can miss 2. Like I said, just make sure you do it for 5 of the 7 weeks and you got yourself a B. Do it on levelers for leveling. Do it on high level tunes for gearing. Turbo Timeways is back. I like it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.